I like to think that I'm a man of my word, and in the last episode, I said we were going to do a couple of things today. I said we were going to come out to this forest and focus on getting ourselves a forester, a herbalist, a gatherer, and a hunter. And we're absolutely going to be doing that. I also said that we were going to be building some houses, which we are 100% going to be doing. Now, if all of that works out, we are also going to look to get ourselves one of these guys. A hospital, because that is where people can go if and when they get sick. It's going to work hand in hand with the herbalist. And the reason I want that is because if we have a look, the average health has dropped a little bit since we get started. So we do need to stay on top of that. I'm also a little bit concerned about only having 300 food right now, but looking at the farms, they should have a decent yield this year. And my hope is that they will start to harvest a little bit early, but we'll see what happens. We also have the ability to get ourselves some fishermen, so we'll go ahead and get one person working there just for the time being, and we'll see how that goes. Now, what I think I'm going to go ahead and do is immediately get to work on getting ourselves all of these buildings out here, because we have this little clear space that's kind of perfect. It's kind of perfect because I can go ahead and put that guy there. We have nothing that needs to be removed, so we can immediately get to work in building that. And that is going to be our forester. The herbalist I'm less concerned about. It's kind of the hunter that I want most. So we'll try and get ourselves a hunter right about there. And that needs nothing removed, which is great news. And it's the gatherer that I want as well. And the gatherer can go right there. We have nothing to remove there either, which is fantastic. And so next to all of these guys, we'll get ourselves a herbalist. And the herbalist is going to need a few trees to be removed, which is totally fine by me. What we can do down the middle here as well is get ourselves a little path. And the goal is going to be to, wow, I can punch that straight through the middle of that forest. That's actually kind of great. We'll go to about there with it for now, though. And then what I want to do, I suppose, is I want to prioritize the gatherer's hut, and I think that's the hunter. Yeah, so the gatherers and the hunters are going to be prioritized. That way we can immediately go ahead and start to get some food production out here. And I think what we'll do is look at getting ourselves another storage barn, because then the food can be stored right next to all of this. It is a little bit of a distance away from everything, but I'm not super concerned about that. That will need some stuff to be removed, which is totally fine. And then, have I got the game paused while I'm doing this? I do. I need to not do that. I'm not playing City Skylines. And even in City Skylines, I've got out of the habit of doing that. So, I don't know where that's coming from. We'll do a little road back here so that the barn is nicely surrounded. And then what I think I want to do is I want to get just a couple of houses out here. It doesn't need to be anything crazy, but just a little something where people can live, so that the people actually working out here can also live relatively close to where they're working. So we'll go ahead and do a house right there. And I think we'll also go ahead and do a house. Let's see, what style of house do I want? This one I think can go right about there. And I don't know if that's necessarily going to be enough, but that'll be our little cluster of production buildings. And hopefully that'll be enough. So we'll go ahead and speed things up and see how it goes. It is still the height of summer. It's now late summer. So hopefully these guys get to 100%. I realize not having the full number of farmers for these fields will slow them down a little bit, but this one's at 90%, which is honestly not bad. So we might see a 95% yield. I'd like to see the 100%. Looking at the numbers, 98% actually, that is not bad. 85%, 80%. That really isn't bad. 99% on this one. This one's already harvesting, so I think we got 100% there. All right, I can deal with that. We also have the fishermen, so we should have some fish coming in. And I'm gonna be disappointed if we don't see that food number get up to about 1,500. So I suppose, I mean, we're 658 right now, 546, 700, okay, 800. I can live with that. These guys did really well at getting this all going as well. Look at that. That one builder is going to have a lot of work to do, but they are working really nicely. So absolutely no complaints from me right there. Food is sitting just shy of 1,000 with about half of some of these fields still. Oh, drop down. Whoa. Why did it drop so suddenly? What the hell's going on there? Oh, wait, no. Food in storage is 300, but in the boarding house is, let's say that's roughly 900. That's roughly 1,500 food in the boarding house. So even though we don't have a lot in storage, we have a lot in the boarding house itself. Ooh, and there's that early snow. So we're going to see a lot of this stuff. There's all the potatoes going away. We lost about a third of the potato harvest. It does seem like squash is a lot more resilient though, which is nice. So no complaints from me on that one. I don't love that we lost all those potatoes, but we have nearly 1,000 food in storage with well over 1,000 in the boarding house storage as well. So we're totally fine. We also have the hunting cabin. So let's go ahead and get at least one hunter out there doing their thing. And so that'll be another source of food right there. We have all of my laborers going out and clearing out all of the stone and the iron as well. So we should be fine. We should be okay. We have almost 1,000 food in storage. And like I said, still comfortably over 1,000 in the boarding house. So it should be all right. I'm gonna say that we're fine. I'm gonna say that we're gonna be okay. We also have those 3 farmers now going out and doing their thing. Wait, what are you? Is that my builder? That is my builder, isn't it? Your job is a hunter. Wait, why were you working on this? That's odd. I'm really not sure why that person was working on that, but regardless, it's whatever. We also have the gatherer's hut done, so we'll go ahead and get one person working out there as well. And so that's going to be a source of berries and roots. This is going to be a source of meat. Everything else out here, I'm really not in any rush to get it done. So we'll kind of just let them do their thing. We'll let the builder and the laborers do whatever they want to do whenever they get around to it. Same with the houses and same with everything else. This will be a nice little cluster though. I am hopeful that we'll see the people that work out here actually move in out here and not have too far to commute to work. And then my hope beyond that is, like I said, we can get ourselves a hospital and we can hopefully get ourselves a few houses back here as well. So we'll see how that goes. Winter honestly was not too bad, although that snow kicking in right in early spring is a bit of a concern. Also the fact that health is down to 2.5 hearts. We might actually want to prioritize the herbalist. I'm going to be honest. I think we should prioritize the herbalist because I think the lower health gets, the higher the chance that someone actually does get sick. And so having a herbalist is going to help with that. And I think having the hospital is going to help with that as well. Because if people start getting sick, they're going to start dying, especially if there's nowhere for them to go. So do I want to put the hospital here? I do like the idea of the hospital being next to the boarding house. I think that's kind of a nice spot for it. Although if I put it over here, we could put the graveyard behind it, which that's a bit of a doomer mentality. So we'll put the hospital right there and we'll see how that goes. We do have a chapel, which admittedly would fit really nicely in that space. It's going to take a lot of materials to build that though. So we'll hold off. We'll not get too far ahead of ourselves. Like I said, I think the priority does need to be on the herbalist. So we'll hopefully get this done soon enough. Health is actually back up to 3 hearts, which is good. I'm assuming winter just had people getting sick, so we'll hope well, I say getting sick. Winter has them getting a little bit, feeling a little bit worse, but maybe not necessarily getting sick. Either way, having the herbalist is going to go a long way to making sure that they don't get horribly, horribly sick. That's the goal. That's the hope. That's the plan. I'm also realizing that the last child we started with has become a laborer. So the 5 kids that we have right now are essentially the 5 that have been born since we started. So we are going to have no new laborers for potentially a decade. I can't remember what age they have to be before they become laborers. But if they're not going to school, it's either 10 years old or 12 years old. I think I might be pulling those numbers out of nowhere, but I think it's 10 or 12 years old and they will become laborers. I think if they go to school, it's something like 18 years old. So we're not going to be building a school just yet. Maybe later, maybe a little bit later on when things are a little bit more stable. But looking at numbers, 96 stored food is not good. There's still plenty, admittedly, in the boarding house, so not having a bunch of stored food is not the end of the world. We just need to be careful. That's all I'm saying. is that we just need to be careful, especially because we don't know the ages of those adults. So it's entirely possible that some of them are just going to start dropping dead. And that wouldn't be good. That would be, frankly, the opposite of good. That would be bad. So hopefully we'll be okay. And hopefully we can actually sustain ourselves a little bit. I'm also thinking we have 5 laborers right now. Let's get a second fisherman and they can go work out here. So we'll have both of the fishing docks up and doing their thing. We also have the builder finally laying in these paths right here, which is great news. The hospital, do I want to build this just yet? Do I really want to build that hospital just yet? I think honestly, I might prioritize the stuff out here. I think that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and just prioritize this bit of work that we have going on here. Also, the reserve of logs is apparently low. We have 112 in storage. I don't know that I necessarily agree with the idea that the reserve of logs is low, but the game's telling me it is, so I'll take the game's word for it. I'm guessing we might need logs for, I don't know. We're sitting at 129 tools. We have over 500 firewood, so we're about to max out the 2 productions that are predominantly consuming wood. So I don't know. I don't know why the game's freaking out and telling me we don't have enough, because we absolutely do. But whatever it says. Yeah, there we go again. Reserve of logs is low. Oh, it is a little bit. It's 87. That definitely could be better, but I don't know. Oh my God, snow in the middle of autumn? Are you kidding me? Oh, that's rough. Oh, that's rough. A child named Arma was born. I mean, look, I'm a fan of video games, but that's ridiculous. I wonder how many kids have actually been called Arma after the military simulator. That's as far as naming your kid after a video game goes. Arma is, it sounds Scandinavian. It sounds Swedish. I could see like a Swedish kid being called Arma. Like you kind of roll the R in there, you shorten the A at the end. I'm not going to try it. Feel free to do it at home, but I could see it being like a Swedish name. So yeah, well, that's maybe not, I don't know. I don't know. It's, you know, it's whatever. Moving swiftly. Look, some of the names in this game are wild. All right. Some of you might remember Jeandrew from years and years ago. We're going to be keeping our eye out for that one in the event log for sure, because that is a name that will live on in infamy is what we'll say. We'll definitely, I don't know if live on in fame is the right way to put it, but infamy is definitely the way to go on that one. Now, in better news, this house is very nearly done, and we have a herbalist. Oh, the herbalist and the builder are out here. That's kind of perfect, actually. So the herbalist is living out this way. The other house will get built eventually. The forester's lodge just needs to be built as well, and so does the storage barn. So we'll just get to work on whatever out here. We'll get around to it soon enough. The hospital as well actually has all of its resources, and we just had a bunch of kids become laborers. Hold on a minute. Interesting. That, I don't know what age they are. I might need to, I need to find, who are you? That's Lysandri. That's Desi. That's Alfredi, age 10. Yes, yeah, so when they get to be 10 years old, which apparently, I guess, what? So Alfredi was born, so they age like 5 years per year? Ooh. Yeah, we're really gonna need to get ourselves some houses, because we need to make sure that the new adults can go and have their own kids. So we'll see how that goes and how that plays out. We also have this storage barn about to be done, which is lovely. And you know what I might do? I might, now that we have those extra laborers, I think I'm going to max out my farms. I think we can probably afford to say that we actually do have 2 farmers per field now. Although with a higher population, maybe we want a 4th field. That might not be a bad idea. That really might not be a bad idea. We do have the space for it. So I'll tell you what, let's just say we're going to do another 10 by 10 right there. Do I want a 5th? I kind of want a 5th one. I think I can get away with a 5th one. So this is squash. This is going to be potatoes. And this one's going to not be anything right now because we need to clear out that one plant. So prioritize that, please. Let's also bring a road over here. We'll bring a road sort of up and around as best we can. Bring some roads through here as well. And this can be squash as well for all I care. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fields with 6 farmers. Let's bring that down to 5 farmers. So 1 per field will be just fine for now. I'm also going to say that we want to just tear out the resources around this so I can go ahead and get myself a nice little path around that as well. So let's just prioritize clearing all of those. And then we'll bring ourselves a path just up this way. And that should be just fine. I mean, that is going to be more food, which is absolutely fantastic. Why are you not working? What do you not have? Logs! Interesting. All right, well, that's where the forester is going to come into play when that gets built, which it now is. So let's get 1 forester for now. We actually do have a little bit of stored medicine, which is good. Our health is back up to 3.5 hearts too. Let's say that we're going to have 2 foresters, just so that the logs kind of come in a little bit quicker. And I suppose now that this little cluster of stuff is built, what I think I'm going to do is clear out a path for, well, the path, as it were. So I'm going to clear out this part, and I'm going to clear out this part as well. And I'm going to say that we want to clear out this as well. So up to about there. I want to clear all of those so I can go ahead and get myself a nice little path out here. I don't know if my people are going to use it, but we're going to prioritize all of this as well as that house just so I can bring something out here. And then once all of that's done, we can start looking at building some houses behind the boarding house and the hospital, and we'll hopefully be all right. Now, looking at food storage, 248. How much in here? We have over 1,000 squash. So yeah, I think we're doing okay there. I definitely think we're doing okay there. Absolutely no complaints. I'm also really curious to see who ends up living here. That's something I'm kind of excited to see. I'm really hoping that like most of the people working here are all part of one family. They're probably not, but it would be cool if they were. That would work out really nicely for me. That would that would be kind of perfect. I'm gonna be honest. Anyway, let's see if I can bring this this path out to about there. I think this is roughly where I wanted it to go. So straight up to about there. I want this one to punch straight through those trees, and these guys are gonna sort of meet up right about there. Is where I'm looking. That's not super efficient, but I'm probably going to bring a path down here as well and straight across, so it'll be fine. That's the path we're going to have for now. And I guess now that that's laid in, and the only things my builder the only thing my builder has to do is build a hospital. Who's living here? Who have we got? The hunter and the gatherer. That is perfect. That is absolutely perfect. So the only person, so we have the forester, the herbalist, the hunter, and the gatherer. Now we have 2 foresters, which means there's 1 forester not out here, but that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted the people, working here to be the people that are living here. So absolutely no complaints. The hospital's coming together as well. So what we'll do is go ahead and assign someone in the bottom left to be a physician. They're going to be complaining right now about not having anywhere to work. But as soon as the hospital's done, they can go straight to work. That should keep us nice and healthy. We are up to 4 hearts of health again, so we're doing all right. But I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is start laying in some houses. Now we could do stone, but stone houses use 24 logs, 40 stone, and 10 iron. I think it's probably a waste of resources right now, although we don't have that much wood. And the wooden houses use 16 wood, 8, well, yeah, they're a lot less. So I think we'll just concede and we'll just do this. And I think what we'll do is just a row of houses as best we can go. We can go pretty far down with it. I think what I'll do is just the same house over and over. And here's the cool thing. You can press F to change the style of house. So let's see. What style do I actually want here? I don't actually think I want the style that I went for. I think I want to use, let's see. I want to use that one. with just a little porch. So if we press F 5 times, it'll swap back to the one that we had because there's, you know, just enough to do that. So we'll go for 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say 5 and 6. Can I do a 7th? No. So yeah, we'll do 6 of them right there, which seems decent enough. We can do a little path that's going to come down the front of them right here. And I can go to about there with it as well. And then I can just cut straight across. And that seems pretty good. That gives us room to kind of build out a block right here. They're still well within the radius of the market as well. And this is going to let us grow the population because people will move out of the boarding house into their own house. And that'll be good for them. And I suppose this space right here can just be another stockpile. So that's more storage space for us right next to the hospital. That's some houses behind the boarding house. That's good. That is absolutely perfect. And hopefully it's going to help the population grow a little bit. We're not going to have so many people that we can't deal with it. But I think we'll be good. It's also worth pointing out we have almost 3,000 food in storage, not counting the amount that is in the boarding house. So having these 2 extra farms kind of worked out super duper nicely. So absolutely no complaints from me right there. Absolutely none. Although I will say the reserve of wood is empty. So let's send my people out. Let's just chop down some trees is what I think we'll do. We'll chop them down sort of in this corner right here. And we'll hope that that's going to be enough. We'll chop them out of this space as well. And again, we'll hope that that's going to be enough. It should be. By all accounts, it absolutely should be enough to get the houses going and get the... Well, this thing doesn't need resources to be finished. It's just a big build. So looking at this, these guys are all ready to build as well. This one just needs a few more logs and it will be ready to go. So this is good. This is good progress, man. I'm really pleased with how things are going, which is why I'm concerned because things never go this well for me in these games. So I don't know. We're not gonna take this for granted is what we're not gonna do. That is kind of the golden rule of Banished is take nothing for granted. Nothing is guaranteed. Everything is permitted. You know, that is that's kind of how this game works. So we'll take it one day at a time. That is all we can do. One little day at a time. Now, if they would finish the hospital, that would be great. Although in saying that, the average health is 4.5 hearts, so the hospital might not actually be needed. But I think it's good to have, you know? I think the hospital is probably good to have. I'm also curious, actually, how much is in here? This isn't bad. That's a good amount of venison. That is definitely a good amount of venison. So having this thing here, I think it means that the people living in these houses will be able to get some food from here, but it also means that the one vendor we have in the market will occasionally go out there and bring venison back. I would imagine. Actually, this is out of range, so they might not be doing that, which means that all of the stuff out here might just be going into that storage barn. Because looking at this, there are herbs in there, but there's nothing else. So I don't know. We also have our first house, which is fantastic. We have a little family in here, fisherman, farmer, and child. That's not bad. We've also got the hospital up and going, which is fantastic news. And this is about to be finished. So I'm actually really curious to see, did they just have another kid? No, they didn't. That's fine. I'm curious to see what family moves into this though. I love watching this because I love just seeing who it is. Oh my God, that's a big family. A builder. Wait a minute. Did they just change profession? Interesting. Farmer, child, farmer, fisherman. That's a working family is what that is. You can also upgrade these, by the way, to stone houses. So it's not the end of the world that they're not stone right now. They absolutely can be. But this is good. I'm kind of pleased with this. I don't love that we're perpetually low on logs, but that's kind of where the forester comes in. So we should be fine. I think what I can do is, can I build a little stockpile back here? I absolutely can. So we'll build a little 7x2 stockpile just behind the gatherer's hut, and that should keep us pretty good. So any logs can go in there, and then people can come out and get them as they need them. So that should be totally fine. We also had another laborer right there, which brings us up to 5. So I think what I'm going to do is get us another... I don't know. I don't need another herbalist. I don't know if we need another gatherer. I honestly don't. I don't know. I don't think we need another vendor either. We could just do more farmers, but again, we have still over 1,000. Like, we're just starting this harvest and we have over 1,000 foods still in storage. So we're doing okay, really. We could just keep a bunch of laborers. I think we'll get another hunter just because, and I think we'll get another gatherer just to make sure that the food production is where it should be. And I guess we'll hope that, you know, they aren't just stocking this one barn and that those resources do make their way over here. I'm not sure if that's the case. It's not the end of the world if it isn't, because these farms are doing more than enough. But we'll see. I'm also curious about the families. So who have we got? Farmer, farmer, laborer, child. That is fine. We have farmer, farmer, child, farmer, fisherman. We've seen that one. Vendor, gatherer, laborer, hunter, woodcutter. Ah, yes, the 11. Oh no, the 11-year-old vendor. Interesting. Arma has just become laborer as well. Okay. We've got forester, laborer, child, laborer, and laborer, which is all right. We've got fisherman, blacksmith, child, woodcutter, and hunter, farmer. Not bad. That's not bad. There's no one still living in the boarding house, which is exactly what we wanted. We have over 3,000 food in storage right now, which is also exactly what we wanted. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going to be honest. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Now, in terms of production, in terms of more regularly getting things like stone and like iron, or for getting things like coal, we do have other options. We can get things like this. We can get a mine, and with a mine, we can either mine iron or coal. We can change it to do either of those. It has to be placed on a hill, kind of like this. So we will get one of those eventually. You can have up to like 10 or 15 people working in this, and you can also build a quarry. And this is where you can get a bunch of stone. Now, there is a finite amount of any resource in a mine or a quarry, but you can get a lot out of these things. We just don't really need it right now. We still have a lot of stone just sitting around. We have a decent amount of iron in storage. Well, ish. We have a decent amount laying around, if we're completely honest. In fact, what I'm going to do is just tell them, head up here, and whatever iron's laying around, just go grab it. Same with the stone, honestly. Just go and clear out these spaces of whatever stone is there. Because again, you know, it's going to be good. If I wanted to, we could put another forester out here. It's definitely an option, but I think honestly what I kind of want to do is build a bridge across here and start building some stuff on this island, because I think that would look really cool. So that might be something to do in the next episode. We're not going to be doing that today. I'm actually really content with where we are today, though. We're sitting just shy of 3,000 food as we enter early spring. So the amount of food that we have each year is going up and up and up. So we're doing all right. We're really doing all right. This little cluster down here is doing beautifully. I think what we'll do, the reserve of food is low. Somehow I don't think it is. I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and start construction on one last little thing. Obviously, we're not going to be finishing it today, but I think what I want to do is build a chapel. And I want to do that because it just provides happiness, and it fits really nicely in that spot. So we'll build a chapel right there. Getting a town hall would be good as well. It's actually good for census data. So I might build a little town hall somewhere here as well. Actually, the town hall would fit perfectly right there. Maybe we do that instead of a chapel. Maybe the chapel could go, I don't know, up here. I think that's maybe what we'll do. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Maybe the town hall goes over on this island. We'll do that in the next episode. Chapel right here, town hall over here, and we'll build, I don't know, we'll build stuff around it is what we'll do. We also probably want a cemetery. So let me very quickly go and just lay out one of those. It's not going to be the biggest cemetery, but it'll hopefully do the job. If I can get one that's actually going to be big enough for the game to let me do it, that would be nice. I don't think it's going to let me do it though. So I don't know. We'll build a cemetery over here instead. Can I do like a, what do you mean? That's too large all of a sudden, really? Yeah. Okay. Give me 10 by 20. I can do 10 by 20. Why can't I do this then? That's 9 by 21. Oh, it's because of the one gap in the middle, isn't it? All right, then. Well, that makes sense. What if I did that 9 by 19? I think that's what we'll do. We'll do 9 by 19, and then around this, we're going to do double paths, just so it looks, I don't know, it stands out a little bit or something like that. So there we go. That'll be our cemetery. That'll be our chapel. We can maybe do our town hall somewhere. It doesn't really matter. None of that's getting built today either way. So with that in mind, thank you so much for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.